All right, Joe, what do we have here for today?
M1910 Canteens, Cups and Covers. By far my absolute favorite thing to collect.
And I can say this is a very huge collection.
Especially the Marine Corps covers. Before we started making this video, I had the hardest time figuring out what to show and what not to show because I have so many. Chris actually read the newspaper.
Yeah.
So we've narrowed it down to this, and I think it's a damn good presentation of a good array of them.
I have to say this is only half of it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe half. Right. Okay, let's start here. Here's a pre-1910, as in Civil War, Indian War, Spanish-American War type canteen. This is an Army one by the U.S. Army. I do not have a USMC one. But this is what was worn. Huge leather strap. Either hooked it on the belt or all over the shoulder. And this tin cup, which you hung on the externally on the back of your haversack, so it bounced off your butt. All right. So the 1910, which is this one here, all right, is a huge change.
Yeah.
All right.
Huge evolution.
Huge evolution. Excellent design. Okay. This is by far my rarest set. Okay. This is a 1912 Marine Corps cover with the
EGA on it. Yep.
not EGA. Look a little closer. It's just the eagle and the anchor.
Let me get a good focus. Okay.
Okay, an Army one just has an eagle on it. This has the eagle and the anchor for the Marine Corps logo. Very rare with the, the patterned snaps on it. Okay, with the male on the flap and the female on the body. Unlike the lifted dots, which was reversed. Okay, these are pretty rare. We can see what's left of the man's name on the back. Cannot make it out.
Yeah, I can't make it out either.
No, but it's there. You see his initials AM, and then I see an M in there somewhere, but so this is the original design, M1910 canteen cover, which the Marines did not go to until 1912. They were still getting these reissues from the Rock Island Arsenal, so it took them a little longer to get these from the Army. Okay, this is the super rare, what they call the seamless canteen. It was like blowing glass. The way they blow it out, they don't actually weld two pieces together like in all the later designs. You see the flat cap, it's all aluminum ring. All right. There's a cork in there to help seal it.
Yeah, and these are ultra rare.
The original contract of the seamless canteens, there was a order for 500 of them. That's one of them. There's no markings on it, no seam, the flat aluminum cap. That's how you can tell the original pattern M1910 canteen. And it was 1 quart. That's 1 quart of water. Okay, in the same 500-piece contract, they made cups. All right, a lot of people don't even know about these. It was beveled to be like a pitcher in order to pour out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, if
I
you
can
look,
see that. Yeah.
see how it rocks?
Yep.
It's not flat. That's how you get that. They're unmarked. Everything after this will be marked either 1918 or the World War II dates. This particular one, 1st Battalion, New York. It must have been a National Guard or Reserve unit, you know?
I see 1B, New York, and then...
I don't know what 8415 means, but it was probably a National Guard or Reserve unit in New York somewhere. And this is one of those cups. These are as rare as these, probably rarer than the canteens. What happens is people don't realize what they got, you know?
Yeah.
There's such a subtle difference. All right? And then we go to the World War I. Oh, these are aluminum. It's all aluminum. This is the World War I cup. Look. No more rock. It's flat. Okay? It flips open. There's a lock on it. Slide it in. And now you could use it as a handle over a fire for your coffee, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was its design. All right?
Any markings on?
You could put your fork in here to hold it away, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also a little intricate they put into it. Yes, we see AGM, which is one of the bigger manufacturers, 1918.
Okay.
All right. Here we have the first seamed aluminum canteens. All right, see?
Side by side.
There you go. Now, the way you can tell the first contract of the seamed canteens is by the cap. It's flat. They'll all be beveled on top after this first run of them.
Okay.
All right? Still a quart, still the cork in it. Nothing else changed from that. No contract dates yet. All right? And this is the I don't know the exact designation, but pre-World War I Marine Corps cover. You can tell by two things. No U.S. on the front. And the big thing you look for, the 13 rows of vertical stitching in the back.
Oh, you got to count the stitching.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and it's high hook mounted. Let me be here down here. Okay, these are pretty rare too.
And it has lifted dots too.
Oh yeah, this was the first to lift the dots. It's not the Lift the Dot Company as we know it. It doesn't actually say it in there. But that's it. Correct. Okay. Then we get straight to World War II. All right.
All right. World War II.
Unofficial names for them, the covers anyway. Pattern 1 through 5, and we're going to walk through them. Okay. Here's the canteen. The Marines did contract their own canteens at the Philadelphia Depot, and there are slight differences from an Army one to a Marine one. We'll show the Marine one first.
Okay.
The design is all the same. It's just subtle differences. There's a slightly thicker weld on them. Brass ring to hold the chain.
Instead of aluminum?
Yes. No markings. There's no 1918 anywhere on it. Okay. And they're a little darker because they put like this, well, what's left on them anyway, sort of a zinc coating on them. They're a little darker in color. This is a Marine Corps one. All right. This is just a 1918 World War I aluminum cup like the one we just showed, but this one is outstanding. The original owner marked the hell out of it. We start here. He was in what was considered a V-mail unit. I don't know what that means.
Wait, let me focus.
Okay. And then we're going to walk it through.
Okay.
He served on the USS Mount Vernon, the USS American Legion, the USS Salino, the USS Harry Lee,
Oh, wow.
the USS Alderman. He could have just been shipped from boat to boat across the planet, you know what I mean? And then what we see is, we see Guadalcanal, where he joined the 3rd Marine Division, right? And then he fought on Guam and Iwo Jima. And he had his wife's Jack and Nola Trumbull.
Wait, let me focus. Okay.
We see his initials on the back, JT. Right? There's the World War I manufacturer stamp. And here's the best part. Where is it? Where is it? Below the handle. See if you can read it. The handle's kind of in the way. If you can't read it, I'll just read it to you. Tell you what it says. But shoot it at an angle right there. That should do it, right? See it now?
Like hell.
It's yours. Put it back. All right? That's very cool. Oh, Paris
Island? Wait, where?
Oh, you know what? I didn't start. I screwed up. I didn't start at the beginning. Here's the beginning. Paris Island, boot camp.
Yeah.
Quantico, Washington, D.C., Camp Elliott. Camp Elliott is California?
I have
Or was
no
that
idea.
one of the island camps? I forget. Then New Caledonia. Then then all the ships he served aboard.
Okay.
And then Guadalcanal, where he joined 3rd Division. And then he fought on Guam and Iwo Jima. That is cool, that cup.
Crazy.
Right, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then down to the pattern 1 cover. It's basically the M1941. When they started reissuing everything else, it's the M1941 equipment to get ready for the war. This was one of their designs. They took the felt lining out of it, and it's just a piece of canvas now.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, because when felt gets wet, it's done. It don't dry. Bacteria, bugs, gets in there, everything else. Okay. And it went to snaps instead of lift the dot. Okay. That's the key for pattern 1. You look for the snaps.
Okay.
This one's
Pattern 1.
This one's
snaps.
off the chart cool. It's issued to a sergeant in the 4th Division. Right? How cool is that? And if you look, it was reissued several times. You had an older company at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Same regiment and battalion, different company. But that's beyond cool. We see repairs on it,
Yeah.
right? This is very cool. The pattern 1 Marine Corps canteen cover. All right. Then here is the Army 1918 canteen.
Okay.
Okay, we see a slightly thinner weld. We see the aluminum strap for the chain. And it's more of a lighter coating, so it's more of that aluminum instead of that slightly darker. This one's pretty faded, but it is there a little bit. It's slightly darker fading. You know?
Yeah, no marking.
No contract marking.
And this
okay.
is slighter weld.
Yeah, slightly thicker weld.
Thicker
right.
weld, yeah.
So that's the Marine Corps one. That's the Army one, 1918. All right. This is a World War II dated aluminum cup. No difference from the World War I manufactured ones. Just we see World War II dates on them. Anywhere from 41 to 45 you'll find them. All sorts of companies. We're not going to dig out every cup with every different manufacturer's name on it.
Yeah.
This is just a simple, nice example. We'll show this one. Okay. Now here is, what did I do? Oh, here is the pattern 2 canteen cover. Same exact design as the one, except they went back to the lift the dot. Okay. This is the most common cover throughout the war for Marines. Okay. And again, we see a really cool invasion marking on it. We see a number on the bottom, the number within the division mark on the front. And anybody watching my videos know how much I love invasion markings on pieces.
Pattern 1, pattern 2.
Right, okay. Now we're going to go to the pattern. Well, we'll go to the canteen first. Experimental.
Okay.
It's plastic.
First plastics.
Yes, they sucked. They break real easy and they make the water taste like shit. Chesty Polar actually talks about it in his book. Being issued this fancy new high-tech plastic, but the water tasted terrible in it. You know, same design, no different. You know, this one's a little beat up. Usually there's a date and stamp down in here, but this one's kind of scraped off. You could probably squeeze and break this if you tried hard enough. You know, they're not great design. Okay, that one's if you've got a nice clean cork in it. All right. Now here's a very uniquely recognizable Marine Corps piece as the pattern 3 canteen covers, or the cross flap. Okay, see how it worked? All right. Still online, still has the high hook. Oh, this one's really cool. Still has the tailor's cutter tag on it. 1945, never issued. Absolutely mint piece.
Nice.
All right.
This is pattern 3.
Pattern 3.
And pattern 2. Do a quick comparison.
The Marines did not really like these. Reaching behind you on your hip to do it. All this flapping around just made it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
They didn't really love them. Okay. Here is another pattern 3 unit marked to the 1st Division. I believe it's 1st Marines, 3rd Battalion, Headquarters Company.
Okay.
Very cool. Now these would be the first World War II contracted aluminum canteens. We see a vertical, horizontal seam. All right. It's not in great shape. I should grab a different one, but there's a 45 date on it down in there. You're not gonna, don't waste your time. It's really bad. You're not gonna
I could see it.
Can you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
All right. We see a flat black, Bakelite cap on it. Okay. Now this is really cool. Another pattern 3 field applied camouflage.
Nice.
Yeah, how cool is that, right? You see how light the original one was. Field applied camo. It made it hard though. The paint hardened the canvas a tiny bit. It's not as supple as the other ones are. All right? And I cannot guarantee that they came this way 70 years ago, but I did buy them this way many years ago. This stainless steel canteen has that green paint sort of splattered on it.
And there's a difference too. A little bit with...
Oh no, I'll talk about the canteen itself in a minute. I'm still on the...
Okay.
When they got away from the aluminum, because aluminum was a precious metal, they started making them, they attempted with plastic, didn't work. They went to stainless steel.
Okay.
So it's cheaper, not as much a commodity, and you don't get bacteria. Because stainless steel is a smoother metal.
Okay.
It's not as porous. Okay, so we went to a stainless steel canteen. We see this one's dated 45, very late war.
Nice.
All right, and we see a stainless steel cup, 44.
Wait, hold on, let me see. Okay, 44.
Okay. Then before the stainless steel, probably his initials.
Yeah, just gonna go back here. Okay.
All right. Another experimental canteen they used was to take raw steel ones and put a porcelain coating on them.
For what reason?
Well, again, they couldn't use aluminum. They were using raw steel, but raw steel would weld, would rust. They thought a porcelain coating would seal it better for bacteria and rusting and everything else. But porcelain chips, you can't bring porcelain into combat. It just ain't going to cut it. So I have several examples here we'll show, but we see it. This is blue. The cup and canteen are blue, right? Same design, nothing changed. There's the manufacturer's stamp down in there.
Where is it?
Right on top of the handle, right in the middle.
Where?
LF&C 1942.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Here is a pattern 4 canteen cover. Late war, Peleliu 1.
Okay.
Peleliu, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, really only 4 you see these. The only difference is there is a giant hole in the bottom. Manufactured this way. All right, the main reason was you could put the canteen in here and use it as a funnel
Okay.
from the 5-gallon water jerry cans. Okay? That was its main reason. A secondary and unknown reason at the moment was it also worked as a drain hole. Amphibious landings, stream crossings, if you got water in it, it would drain out a little bit.
That's good.
Okay? Here is the rarest of all the Marine Corps canteen covers, was considered a pattern 5. Now, pattern 5s were not manufactured. Pattern 2 surplus was simply taken and had a drain hole put in, a funnel hole put in them.
Okay.
And we see here, we see the guy's name, 111, that's divisional headquarters, the 4th Division. All right, we see lots of repairs on this one, you know. Okay, now here we see two different examples of more of the porcelain canteens. This is a black one with a vertical seam weld on it.
Okay.
And here's another black one with a horizontal seam. And if you look, it's a little fatter. This one's a little narrower, right? Two slightly different caps.
Caps, yep.
All right. You see what's left of that contract stamp? All right. There's this contract stamp on a horizontal weld one.
Okay.
Now look what happens to them.
Yeah, it does chip.
They take a beating. And most of the chips you find are here and here. The snaps on the canteen cover. Look, it's just raw steel and porcelain coated them. So it didn't last. Okay? Now this is really cool. This is a set. I bought it as a set. This is an Army cover. As we know, the Marines still got lots of supply from the Army. This is one of those covers. But when we see invasion markings on it, 331, we know it was issued to a Marine. Right? But it's a U.S. Army canteen cover. Markings are all faded. We don't even know what it was anymore. They're gone. Okay, but this canteen came in it. And we see his initials, RMM 331. He scraped it in there. Maui, Iwo Jima. How cool is that?
That's fantastic.
Right? That's a matching set right there. Isn't that great? Okay. Then by the Korean War, they started You still see a lot of pattern 3 and 4 covers in the Korean War photographs, but by the end of the war, they started manufacturing some new ones. And it's basically the Army cover, the late World War II Army cover, but USMC on the front.
Okay.
And we see the contract stamp here.
1952.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's just a real clean, you know, late World War II stainless steel canteen, which is pretty much what was being issued with the newer covers.
What's the
GP&F 1944.
Okay.
And here, it's just to show the great difference, is a Japanese Special Naval Landing Force canteen.
Huh.
So the Jap version of the U.S. Marine, this was their canteen. This is a real clean one. This one's quite nice. Just to show an example, you know.
And the cork in there.
What's left of it. But yeah, the cork's still in there.
And this is what again?
Japanese.
Oh,
Special
Japanese.
Naval Landing Force. Or not necessarily Special Naval Landing Force, but Navy, you know, beach battalions and naval ground troops. Not necessarily, and that's
Compared to that and...
exactly.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Huge difference. It appears that the Japanese didn't... How can I say? Evolve.
It's almost closer to the Spanish-American War one at
Yeah.
the beginning than it is to what the again after the initial campaigns with dehydration issues, every Marine got issued 2 of these, and that was not a problem because you could simply wear one on the left side of your hip and the right side of your hip of your pistol, BAR, or cartridge belt, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's one of the many enemies that the Marines have to face, which is dehydration.
Yeah. Not that 2 quarts was enough. It wasn't. But it was still better than 1 quart.
All right. Let's go off onto the next Marine Corps or Navy collection, or
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps collection. So stay tuned, guys.